The Apple Watch Series 7 has been out for 2 months now, and I've used it every day since it's been released. It's been with me on holiday, it's been with me on my work commutes, it's been with me for walks in the parks, runs, all sorts of things. And in this video, I'm going to tell you why it's my favorite Apple Watch yet, but at the same time, I still think there's areas for improvement. My name is Safwaan, and on this channel we look at the Apple Watch and how it can help us to be more focused, productive and present in achieving our long-term goals. In today's video I'm going to share my real-world experiences using the Series 7, and that's having come from the Series 6 beforehand, and then before that it was the Series 3. So with that being said, let's just jump right into it. So you can't ignore it, the biggest and most noticeable difference about the Apple Watch Series 7 is its display. It's 20% larger, which for a screen of this size is immediately noticeable. Unlike some other tech reviewers, I'm actually a really big fan of the brighter always on display. And the reason being is because when I'm sitting down at my desk and I'm working, quite often I'll take my watch off and I'll put it to one side. That means that I can glance at the time really easily, and because of that brighter display, I can tell the time a little bit easier, especially if I'm in a brighter environment or if my watch is at a slight angle. If you've subscribed to the channel already, you'll know I've given a lot of thought about proper sizing of the Apple Watch. What I love about the larger display is that Apple didn't have to compromise on the physical case size. The physical dimensions are more or less the same, and that's thanks to thinner bezels. Another difference versus last year is the introduction of the QWERTY keyboard. I have to say it was a lot more usable than I was expecting it to be. This is now my favorite way to reply to messages because it's pretty quick to swipe, and the OS generally gets it right first time when I'm swiping, rather than if I'm dictating, it sometimes doesn't pick up the words correctly and I have to like scroll to autocorrect. But when I'm swiping, it usually gets it right. Now, I don't think I'd be doing this video any justice if I didn't talk about the battery life. It hasn't improved on last year's Series 7, which is a big shame because I think most users would agree that it's less than ideal. The battery lasts between a day and a day and a half, depending on how much you use it. Don't get me wrong, it's decent, but sometimes I need to put my watch into low power mode. If I know I'm gonna be away from home for more than a day, then I have to remember to bring the charging cable with me, which is a bit annoying. It's a watch, you kind of don't want to have to think about it like that so much. But yeah, I always keep a Apple Watch charger in my backpack just in case. The other thing that's worth noting is that I've been using my Apple Watch without the cellular feature. I did buy the cellular Apple Watch, but I haven't activated the eSIM on there. So if you are using the cellular feature, then you're gonna drain your battery much faster. I've found that the battery is less than ideal, so if I was using cellular as well, then I don't know how I'm gonna find it. It's not all that bad though. The Apple Watch Series 7 comes with 33% faster charging. That's if you have the correct size power brick. If you don't have the correct size power brick, it's not gonna charge faster. In the mornings, it is super useful to put your watch on charge, if you've forgotten to charge it overnight that is. Go and get ready, and then when you come back to put it on your wrist and then leave the house, you're on 100% battery. So that's really cool. There are a bunch of other features on the Series 7 that add convenience to my daily routine. Now, these aren't specific to the Series 7, but they are worth mentioning because of how useful I find them. So let's start with the fact that you can use your Apple Watch to unlock your iPhone or your Mac. This is not perfect. There's still a little bit of latency when I'm trying to unlock my devices. But in most situations, it unlocks the device faster than I can type in my password or swipe up on my iPhone screen to trigger the Face ID. It's nice. It's a really nice to have. It's just like a little bit of, and like I said already, it's a feature that inevitably gets used every single day because I use my Apple devices like all the time. Another feature is hands-free Siri. I use Siri all the time to set reminders, to write down any ideas I have, to send text messages. It's just so convenient to raise my wrist and say, "Hey Siri," rather than take my big iPhone out my pocket and do it that way. Especially because I've got an 11 Pro Max and it's a big boy. Last but not least, Apple Pay is awesome. I can't remember the last time I used a physical debit card to pay for something. I'll be real, I still get some funny looks from people when I use my Apple Pay to pay for something. There's still, it's like a small bit of embarrassment. It's like, I have to be that guy. Don't get me wrong, it's really nice to have. Like, it's a cool feature. If I had my iPhone that was in my backpack, or it was just in my pocket and I had lots of things in my hands, I don't know, like a meal deal or whatever, and I'm just like, I just need to like tap and go, then it comes in handy. So it's pretty cool for that as well. The Apple Watch Series 7 might not be revolutionary, but that's okay. And that's because this is the best Apple Watch yet, and it builds upon what Apple's done really well already. Now, this watch isn't perfect, but it's the best you're gonna get for the time being. I'm very excited to see what the Series 8 is gonna come out with, especially if they extend the battery life and if they make it thinner. Like, man, what a dream that would be. But until then, this is the watch to get. If you enjoyed this video, you should check out another video I made on whether it's worth upgrading to the cellular model of the Apple Watch.